Good timing. All right, Law Student Society, Charlestown University, welcome to our first event for 2011. So, and in the judging panel, we have an expert team of three. Tangent, sorry. There's Tangent Law from the School of Law. We have John from the Law Student Society, and we have Bernadette from School of Executive Associates. So we have a very fair game today, and each speaker will have 3 to 5 minutes. And we'll alternate between the speakers. And in the end, our expert panel will give their findings.
Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook is one of the biggest social networks at the moment, and everyone that's worth knowing, anyway, has Facebook. It is how our generation communicates. It's free and everything. Even an Egyptian couple has now called their daughter Facebook. How many kids do you know called text? Everything is online these days. Even our degrees can be done entirely online. CDU needs to step out of the dark ages and turn towards technology. In reality, we just Googled summary of the cases and Wikipedia all we needed for tutorials. We didn't really read the textbook. If our required reading for the week were just 420 characters long, and on Facebook, we'd actually be learning something, not just pretending to be studying law in order to come to the free sundown drink. Our lecturers are just heartless lawyers. They clearly don't care about the environment or us poor law students with no social life. And like lawyers, they want to get paid as much as possible doing as little work as possible. So Facebook makes sense. If we only have to read 420 characters, we will write less in exams, meaning less marking for the lecturers.
What is the definition of a law student? A law student is somebody who sits in the cafeteria with a cup of coffee telling anyone who's around, oh God, I work so hard. And in doing that, they're surrounded by books, beautiful books. And so people come by and go, oh, you're a law student. Look at those books. You must be working hard. But if the resolution is accepted, what are our law students going to do? They're still going to sit and drink coffee in the cafeteria. The definition of a law student isn't going to change, but it's going to be, oh, I'm working so hard. I have a whole page of stuff to read by Friday. So, first point made. Second point. The acceptance of the resolutions will have a very detrimental impact on law, lawyers, justice, society, and the universe. Why? I want you to consider this. Imagine this is a full bench of the High Court. You have before you an advocate trained in the status update method. The court calls on the advocate to state the facts of the case. And the facts of the case are, for those of you not trained in the status update method, a case similar to Donahue and Stevenson, which you're going to learn about in court. But the status update method lawyer would do it like this. Like there was this guy, went into a coffee shop, drank back a ginger beer, lol. And then found a snail. Like, God, gross. That's my case. All in less 140 characters. Now, that's lovely, except the advocate will lose. And so, another reason why we can't have the update method.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here to you today to inform you on why the monstrously large amounts of weekly reading is trimmed to a more palatable size. Point that these men overburden us with their required weekly reading, which cause untold psychological damage. But we already have a low self-esteem. We can't do anything. We spend our weekends holed up reading and reading and reading. It doesn't end. This is Blackshield and Williams, Australian Constitutional Law and Theory.
It's not even the up-to-date edition.
You're going to get too familiar with this textbook. You will spend nights sleeping with it under your pillow in the hope to absorb the knowledge within it via osmosis. It also weighs as much as an African elephant, has pages made from what one can assume was rejected tissue paper, utilised a fire that must have been originally intended for ants, cost so much that you honestly consider selling vital organs to pay for it, and possesses the equivalent entertainment value of Legally Blonde 3. In short, ladies and gentlemen,
I don't think you've done admin law, right?
we'll get to that. In short, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you'll end up in therapy later. Let's take the first step. Limit the required reading. It's not that much of an ask.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's more in sorrow than in anger that I speak to you this afternoon. Because I think the attitude is exhibited, or has been exhibited by these two speakers, speaks volumes for the results that you will get from the approach to study that they're advocating. I mean, you have a look at the first speaker spoke of Professor Phil Bretherton as the head of the School of Law and Business. Well, he retired 3 months ago and he didn't. This is what comes from not paying attention, from doing enough reading. And then our second speaker, of course, has a superseded edition of Black Shield and the Bible of public law. I mean, an unforgivable error in anybody's language. What if your knowledge of torts, and you were a lawyer, and a client came into you and said, look, the power and water meter reader has come in my front gate and tripped over a tree root and broken both legs. Am I legally liable? And you said, well, look, I graduated from the 5-minute CDU law school, and the only thing I know about torts is duty of care. And well, does that mean that I can successfully defend myself? And you'd have to say, well, how would I know? That didn't fit on the Facebook status update for that week. You know, I mean, it's not a good start, is it, really? I also thought, and I'll wind it up here, I will wind it up here, that if you were going to adopt the Facebook status update approach, you would have to adopt internet abbreviations. And I did some research on these as well. I won't go through them, but you know, it's like your LOL and your ROFL and those sorts of things. The one that I came up with that I think most closely sums this up is IANAL, which means I am not a lawyer. And if you adopt this, you won't be.
Both Nicole and myself agree that was a fantastic speech from Mr. Ken Parrish. And had that been a moot, I would have given it a high distinction.
I'll keep it in mind when you're both doing admin law.
First, John wants to make his God-forsaken plight known. Well, for God's sake, put it on Facebook then. Don't waste our time with it.
Thanks very much, guys. We did tell you we'll give you a few tips that only students can give you. And we're trying to teach you all how much bribery counts in this case, aren't we? But anyway, we'll take your hand, please, guys.
But it's very unlikely that we would review the tape after this. You know, I do know that everything that goes on the internet and online stays there forever, like at least 4 years, if not longer. But go ahead, folks.
So, if you're fellow students, clap now. Okay. All right. The judges think that lecturer said it. He goes off and gets the draw. So you know what? It's a draw.
To this on the virtual classroom. That wraps up the formal proceedings. We're of course all now going to have drinks and nibbles at the expense of the law school, but you guys aren't. We'll have a drink for you though. We'll see you in lectures next week. I hope you enjoy your semesters and your 3 or 4 years of study at CDU Law School. See you next week.